All right, so we started by talking about heading out to the truck. I think last episode I was talking about getting out to the bus and going into orientation. So we meet the bus driver. He's Charlie. Turns out Charlie's our instructor too for orientation. Fantastic guy, full of information. Great. So we get there, we get to our desks, our name tags, temporary door pass keys, and everything are on the desk. We start filling out paperwork. We're watching all the mandatory videos, the Kelly system, things like that. The Smith system, J.J. Keller videos. Welcome to CFI. We kind of go through some classes at the beginning of the day, and then we start taking our whiz quiz. Well, while we're doing all the paperwork and everything, we're getting pulled individually out for whiz quiz and hair tests for drug testing. And we also go upstairs for recruiter paperwork. Uh, so we've got this check mark on a board, and we're just going through marking checks. And you fill out paperwork, you make a check. You get your whiz quiz, you make a check. You go up to see the file recruiters, you make a check. And once all your checks are done, you're good to go. So we're getting through all that, and then lunchtime comes. They give us this meal ticket worth $9 at the cafeteria. It's cafeteria food, not the best, but it's free. You can't complain. The salad bar is the star of the CFI cafeteria. Salad bar by far, star of the CFI cafeteria. Uh, get out there, sit down, look over my shoulder, and there's the front end of a truck mounted to the wall of the cafeteria. It's friggin' awesome. Best cafeteria ever. I could talk about lunch all day, but I'm not gonna. So after lunch, we all meet back down in the thing again, and we start into the meat and potatoes of the training. And there's so much information, and they only expect you to retain certain parts of it. Handouts back up everything, guides back up everything. The main theme I've heard throughout training so far, even in the first day, is captain of the ship. You are in charge of your truck. You run into a problem you don't think you can handle, call. You get into a situation you don't think is safe, stop. Call. We'll fix it. You get into weather you don't think is safe to drive, stop. We'll notify everybody, take care of it. So far, everything that my recruiter has said, everything I've heard reference wise, is true. It's going wonderfully. I'm enjoying the whole situation. First day ends at 4:30. Seems like it's been going on forever. So much is thrown at you. But you walk away, get on the bus, head back to the hotel, you're feeling pretty good. You're just like, I haven't heard anything I didn't like yet. So, having done this before, and the companies I drove for back then, they weren't at all like this. They were sink or swim, throw you out there. If we tell you to do something, you're going to do it, regardless of whether you think it's safe or not. These guys completely opposite. The second day of orientation, more meetings, more classes, more videos, some hands-on experience with the PeopleNet, learning about logging, learning about messaging, learning about the piece of equipment itself. Uh, who to call, what to call. Wednesday comes around. Wednesday is primarily the last day. The vice president of the company comes in, is talking to us, and everything out of his mouth just backs up everything we've heard in orientation. Call, call, call. We want you to be the captain of the ship. You're the one that determines whether that truck moves. You're the one that determines whether it's safe. If it's not safe, don't do it. Call. You've got people, you've got this, you've got that. They're explaining the various levels of pay and the extra things you get when you go certain places. Layover pay, detention pay, extra pay for hazmat, extra pay for border crossing, extra pay for Northeast states, extra pay for New York City. All these things that you're getting because they recognize that it's out of the norm, it's out of the what's expected. They're reimbursing you for it. You're getting recognized that you're not a piece of meat. You're their main moneymaker, and they go over that so many times. You're almost like, yeah, I know. You can stop talking about it. And once again, I know I tend to paint with a rainbow brush. Everything is golden. Everything's beautiful, but there's that cynical part of me that intelligent. I've been around the world. I've done shit. I know there's going to be another shoe that's going to fall sooner or later, and that shoe never fell. It never. But there's always a but. There were no buts. Do this. Do this. Do this. If you're not safe at this, but there's no buts. You're the captain of the ship. You make the decisions. You run into a situation you don't know. We have people for that. Call. Not only that, but in other companies, the guy you had to talk to about detention pay was your dispatcher. The guy you had to talk to about safety was your dispatcher. The guy you had to talk about payroll was your dispatcher. Not here. Different divisions, people specifically trained for those situations are going to be there. You're not getting a shotgun, side fix all. You're not going to get the hell if I know, you figure it out. There's a place to go for everything you need, from maintenance, safety, emergency home time, payroll, layover pay, you name it, it's there for you. Access. Don't hesitate to call. If you're not sure, call. So everything I've heard, all the research I did prior to coming here has come to fruition. Thursday, more meetings. It's the day everybody gets to sign their paperwork and become employees. Thursday afternoon, I'm the only one in the class not ready to sign. My Buddhist ass goes, whatever, there's probably some sketch. I'm coming out of disability. Maybe there's an extra thing going because there's no employment to verify. Who knows? Everything will be fixed in the morning because they told me to get back on the bus in the morning. Obviously, they want me back. So I get on the bus in the morning. I go in. We're sitting there, and right off the bat, the girl comes down and asks for me. I go up. I sign. The lady says, look, I sent it. It just didn't go through. You should have signed yesterday afternoon, but we're taking care of it today. The girl that came down for me has already certified me before I signed the paperwork. She kind of got in a little bit of trouble for doing that, but she already knew I was going to be there. So I went up, I signed, everything went great. We get our ID cards, our nice little ID cards, all our keys and everything's handed out. And we're set free. We get assigned our trainers. And it turns out my trainer isn't going to show up till Tuesday afternoon. His truck needs servicing. If it gets serviced Tuesday afternoon, cool. We can go on a board, which when you go on a board, you get a load and you go off. And to get another load, you have to put yourself on the board. You go into rotation depending on where you're at and what your qualifications are, like your endorsements and things, what you can haul. And then that determines whether you get a load or not. As long as you're on the board, you're going to get a load. So he's coming in Tuesday afternoon. He was in Massachusetts, had to go to Maine, had to go to Wisconsin, and he's coming here. He's got to get truck work done. I think he's going to have his PeopleNet ELD upgraded. So if we're lucky, we can go on a board Wednesday afternoon or Thursday morning, then I hit the road. So I'm looking forward to that. But until then, I'm in the La Quinta, beautiful hotel room. You can probably see it behind me. I really like it a lot. And so End result, CFI orientation, fantastic. More than I expected, better than I expected. No shoe dropping, no butts. What Friday morning? So, orientation ended Thursday. In order to get per diem day pay for waiting to go out on the road, I get $75 a day after 48 hours. But on weekdays, you have to go in and sign in by 8:30 at the training office to let them know that you're here and where the come about you're ready for dispatch. Well, they also have training classes, but Friday morning was the monthly safety class, the safety brief, the meeting. And this Friday just happened to be Million Mile Awards, 2 Million Mile Awards, Team Driver of the Month, Solo Driver of the Month, all those awards. And they have a raffle at the monthly meeting that you can win cool swag and stuff. And got to see some of the drivers that have been here long enough to make 1 million miles, 2 million miles. They got to talk a little bit after they received their award, and the things they said just again reinforced what I'd already learned in orientation, what I'd learned during my research, that this is a quality place to go. And you're going to hear me when I get my own truck and I get out there, you're going to hear me saying things like, it's been really dry, there's no loads right now. All right. The problem most drivers run into when it's, that's another episode, forget it. Everything's not perfect. Just because everything's going great, everything's good, everything's not perfect. There are going to be dry spells, there are going to be miscommunications, there's going to be crap loads that I'm going to have to pick up, there's going to be crap duty I'm going to have to do, and that's everywhere you go. But when all the goods outweigh all the bads, you're in a good place. So do you chase the cents per mile? No. The safety awards, the Million Milers talking, the 2 Million Miles talking, all reinforced what a quality company it is. How they praise their dispatcher, they praise their managers, they praise the safety department for all the things that they did to help them get those 1 million miles. You realize what a group effort is going to go in behind the scenes to make you succeed as a driver. That the entire huge office building that you're sitting in is geared solely to make your job better, make your job easier. What can we do for the driver to get him out there to get our deliveries on time and safely? We are the moneymakers. They are support. Hammered that in. So I think I'm going to end it right there. Just a great experience. The first week of CFI orientation, the only week of CFI orientation. I did get to talk to my trainer on the phone. We hit it off verbally. It seems like we're on the same sheet of music, driving wise, time frame wise, and everything. And I expect that to be a great experience as well. So until the next episode, adios. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, follow me on Facebook, Twitter. Do what you got to do. Look forward to talking to you again. Bye-bye.